What is up, everyone? We are currently on the test server. Time to take Helicath for another spin, see if he's viable for the very end game. Can I do anything with this champion on my account? Is it worth it to fuse the champion? So back in the day, I actually made a team where I used one block damage champion, and then I used a different champion to deal with the stun. I mentioned it many different times, you can actually tank the stun up to turn 50 without a problem. So I used Sepulchre Sentinel to tank my stun in this team. This was like 2 years ago, guys. The team wasn't like amazing to deal tons of damage, but with what we had in hand right there, we actually managed to survive a fairly decent amount of time. So today I want to show you guys a team where Helicath is kind of like the only champion that really matters in the clan boss team in order to keep everybody alive. He's gonna keep block damage, he's gonna be the stun target since he's a tanky champion, a defense-based champion. He has so much stuff in his kit, right? We have that increased defense from his skill that comes in play after block damage expires. So that means he's gonna have increased defense for the stun. We're gonna have the shield, which is gonna protect him even better for the stun. Overall, probably is one of the best champion that can do anything like this. It's one of a kind just because he has all this stuff in his kit, allowing him to keep himself alive even when he's taking the stun. Defense-based champion. So when you're talking about the stun, guys, the damage increases according to your own HP. Attack down doesn't affect the stun. So you want to make sure you don't have tons of HP on your champion. You have good defense, like this is going to be able to survive without getting one-shotted by the clan boss when he's taking the stun. So this is what we have right here. He is going to be the fastest champion in the team. I'm going to show you everything in the calculator in a second. But basically, I'm going to show you one of the fastest teams that can 1-kill Ultra Nightmare in the entire game. Hands down, okay? That's what I want to do with this champion, making him viable for the very end game. So if we're going to have a quick look right here at the calculator, let me go back on it. Basically, we're going to use Turvold, we're going to use Anax, we're going to use Helicath instead of Roshkard, we're going to use Krella Witch Charm, and we're going to use Cardiel. Double ally attack. I actually tried to use Ninja instead of Anax. The reason why I used Anax instead of Draco, for example, was to have that defense down on the A1 and make sure I have it every single turn. With Draco Morph, I was gonna miss the defense down for 1 turn, which is a bad thing. We don't want that to happen no matter what. Basically, this is a normal 1-to-1 ratio clan boss team. Helicath is gonna take 2 turns and he's gonna cover with block damage on the first AoE. Is a full auto team. So I'm gonna jump straight into it, guys. I'm gonna show you everything, the run, how it goes, and then at the end I'm gonna show you the builds on the champions. This is very intensive on the gear if you want to get to the damage where I got in the time that I got, basically. So this is the team that we're gonna run, guys. Helicath is gonna be the lead because he will be the stun target during the entire fight. You don't have to worry about that. Now, if you're gonna play it on a different affinity, probably he's not gonna be the stun target. That will be your only concern with this team. Is affinity friendly for anything else, decrease speed or anything like that, doesn't matter. You have Cardiel in there to make sure everything is safe. But the stun target will need to be a different champion depending on the affinity. So you might want to look into another tanky champion to bring in instead of one of the damage dealers, for example. So like that, you're not really going to have to worry about anything and you're going to run it affinity friendly for whatever you want. Like a Sepulchre for Spirit affinity, bring in somebody else for force affinity like a tanky magic champion like an Elton, for example, and you're gonna be just fine. Now on the team setup, I quickly want to show you what I've done. You make sure he starts with the A1. You want to open with the block damage. He's gonna be the one taking the turn while the rest are gonna skip a turn after the clan boss. Cardiel, I'm prioritizing it like this. I want to make sure I have the clans on the stun skill when the clan boss gets to hit. Anax, I'm not using this skill. I want to use the A1. I think he's going to hit a bit harder and I want to make sure I have that defense down there no matter what. Turvold, we are not using his A2. A3, A1, he has plenty of buffs from the rest of the team. And we have Krella Witch Charm, go freestyle however you want. I already have her on a reflex set. So that's going to mess up anyway her rotation, so it doesn't really matter how exactly you're going to play her. And probably you guys are wondering, is he really able to survive up to 50 turns like this? Yes, he is able to survive without a problem, guys. Actually, he's barely going to get scratched, honestly. The only thing that's going to happen, once you reach turn 50, he's going to slam and kill the rest of the champions, and that's going to be a problem. He's going to get killed as well because we're not going to have attack down. So this is going to work exactly like a normal unkillable team. You don't really have to worry about anything else. We have tons of DPS in here, okay? So Turvold, he's gonna hit for around 1 million at some point with the A3. There we go, almost 1 million with those 2 hits. With a War Master proc, that was over 1 million damage from just a normal hit. I tried using Ninja instead of Anax, man. That was gonna be so much better. But unfortunately, because of the ally attacks as well, he's getting so much turn meter that he's throwing everything around. So I haven't really took my time to look into it to make sure I'm gonna do something a bit different with the turn meter. Most probably, I can find a rotation for it as well, but it's gonna be a bit more painful. I'm definitely gonna look into it for the near future. That as well might allow us to get to a 1 key in around 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 30 seconds maximum, if we're gonna use a Ninja instead. That's how powerful it can be together with Turvold. So you see, the stun is always going on Helicath, and I'm gonna explain you why. The main reason is because of him being the lead, and the second is because of the mastery. So everything is kind of like planned properly. We do have all the rest of the buffs on the entire team, so nobody else loses defense down on the stun or anything like that, because that will make the clan boss prioritize a different champion. So all these things are very, very important when we're talking about the team composition and how to make sure the stun goes on the right champion. How I mentioned, make sure if you are using this team for a different affinity, you have a different stun target, and it needs to be a tanky one. So you can use, how I mentioned, Sepulture Sentinel for Spirit, use, for example, Altan for Force, and you should be fine. Now, you gotta give them decent gear. Even if you don't have the most amazing gear for the rest of the champions, you don't have to worry. They need to survive up to turn 50. As squishy as they are, doesn't matter. They won't be getting any sort of damage. Now, if you follow the right masteries as well, is very, very important. The whole idea is to make sure he stays alive. And if he stays alive, it's absolutely fine. So check that out. All the ally attack, we're getting in so much damage. It's just crazy. Again, that was around 900k plus damage from Turvold coming in there hot. Now, if I would make him a +4, that would be even nastier. If Krela would have ally attack for the entire team, that would be even nastier. We'll make it even faster. I have Krela in here to give us increased attack. The increased crit rate is not as important, even though I actually decided this time around to don't give full crit rate on all my champions, how I usually do. Then we have Cardiel, which gives us more crit rate to make sure they're not overlapping and to make sure we always keep that increased crit rate on all our team. We have the increased crit damage. We have literally all the buffs that we need in order to drop tons and tons of damage. I would have loved to bring in bigger poisons instead of using a toxic set on one of the champions. Because this team doesn't go on a 2-to-1 ratio, the skills, they don't rotate as often on our champions, and because of it, I gotta make sure I'm keeping the debuff bar full. That's why I have a toxic set on Cardiel actually. I have Krela on a reflex set, and the other 3 champions are actually on Savage, dropping tons and tons of damage. Now, because I have my Cardiel in the team here, I don't have to worry about healing for the stun target either. I don't need to give them lifesteal or to do anything crazy like that, because Cardiel, he'll be getting so many turns with the A1, just counter-attacking on himself, the ally attacks, the turns, that my stun target is always going to be on full HP regardless, so I don't need lifesteal on it. Now, if you don't have Cardiel and you're going to use a different champion to deal with the clans and all this stuff, you will most probably require to make sure the stun target either has lifesteal, lifesteal might be the best choice. Since you already have the ally attacks, lifesteal is going to be the best choice. Even if you're missing a War Master proc with the first hit, you're going to go in with the second. Make sure you are giving them crit rate to be able to heal back, and they're going to survive just fine. That shield is actually huge from Helicath as well, guys. But how you can see, we are on turn 19 with 45 million damage. 4 minutes and 40 seconds in. Probably some of you guys are curious, what will be the total damage, Skratch? Are we going to drop in like insane numbers here or not really? Well, we're going to get actually very impressive numbers. If you've seen the video from yesterday, this is better. This is better by almost a 10%. That's how much damage this team can actually do. But you know what? I'm going to fast forward from here towards the end, guys. We have around 20 million damage left. And then I'm going to show you all the total stats on the champions. 122 million damage, in 12 minutes and 20 seconds. We have Helicath with 16.5, Cardiel with 20.8, Anax with 28, Turvold with 37, and we have Krela with 19.5 million damage. Very, very impressive to see that we can actually survive up to turn 50 with Helicath as the stun target. Awesome, awesome stuff. Let me quickly show you the builds on the champions. And talking about the champions, guys, Krela with Charm, we have her on a Reflex set and a Cruel. These are the total stats. 6k attack, 178 speed, 90 crit rate, 334 crit damage. Damn, Skratch, these are some Kraken stats right here. Indeed, they are, guys, but you know what? You don't have to get the same stats. You don't have to get the same stats at all in order to get a 1 key. I want to show you some of the fastest time that I can achieve to get to a 1 key. You know why? Because I've been doing clan boss for over 3 years, and you're getting bored of it. You're getting bored of seeing the same animation over and over again. I'm doing it with the Barrier in around 17 minutes to 1 key. I think it's around 17 minutes, or the entire key is around 17 minutes. And either way, if I want a 1 key with that Barrier comp, probably it's gonna take me longer than the entire key that I've just done with this 120 million damage. These are the masteries. Every single champion except the stun target has stat fast. That's how you're gonna make sure nobody else gets hit regardless. You don't really need it, honestly, since he's the lead, but just to make sure you want to get it just in case to avoid it. The next champion that we have on the list, Turvold, Savage and Cruel. Total stats, 7.1k attack. He is a +2 Kraken champion. Skratch, you filthy Kraken. 171 speed, 83 crit rate, 302 crit damage. Absolutely a beast of a champion. Masteries, offense and support 3. Now, I had Cycle of Magic on him, and I changed it. I felt like he wasn't as consistent because he was rotating skills in the when was not needed, and he was losing buffs and was losing damage. So I changed it after the video though. So in the video he actually had Cycle of Magic, but I changed it because I would suggest you probably not to get that. Might be a bad idea. The next champion that we have on the list, guys, let me make sure I am finding the right champions. Cardiel, Toxic set and a crit damage set. Total stats, 4.6k attack, 177 speed, 89 crit rate, 292 crit damage. And in terms of masteries, offense 3 only, and we have stat fast just in case. Nothing else really helps him, and you want to make sure you are not getting Cycle of Magic because that will mess up the stun. So very big warning, do not get Cycle of Magic on him. You might want to get the Lasting Gifts, but definitely don't get this. You can go on Masteries if you really want. If you really want, you can go in like this, look. So you got that. Let's get that to make sure you're not tempted to go on the other side. Lasting Gifts, the rest doesn't matter. You can go in like this. You can have these Masteries if you want on Cardiel. Tier 6 War Master for him as well. Moving over to the next champion. I really wanted a Ninja in, but unfortunately, I haven't managed to get it organized for today, guys. Probably something for the future. Helicath actually is not on Savage. I really thought that he was on Savage, but he's not. Crit damage set and speed set. Total stats, 5.8k defense, 248 speed, full crit rate, 242 crit damage, 247 accuracy. Now, with this defense, you've seen that that's how much HP he lost on the stun. Almost nothing, okay? So, even if you cut down 1000 defense, more than 1000 defense, he's still gonna survive up to turn 50. As long as you're not doing the mistake to give him very high HP, because the stun is based on your own HP. One thing to keep in mind. Masteries, tier 6, we have War Master, support. I haven't actually changed the masteries since yesterday. No stat fast for him because I want him to be the stun target. And we should have one more champion. Anax. Now, I haven't really changed much since yesterday on him either. I just lowered the speed. Probably, yeah, I haven't got more attack. I think I got a bit of more crit damage. I lowered the crit rate a bit. 92 crit rate, 305 crit damage, 245 accuracy, 6k attack. My god, disgusting stats on every single champion. With a 30% increased crit damage that we're getting from Cardiel. The increased attack, the increased crit rate. Everybody over 300% crit damage is very, very nasty. Masteries, offense, and support 3. But guys, you know what? That was all for this video. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of Helicath? Have I made you change your mind about the fusion or no? Either way, I'm not getting paid by Plarium, so up to you if you want to do it. I just wanted to prove you that he's an Absolute beast of a champion. He can carry an entire team of his own. That was all for this video. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one.